Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting for the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:12 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. I am multi-streaming tonight. Hello there, Queen Wanda. How you doing? Just wait for people to come on. Now I normally, guys, hey there Lydia, hey Teddy. Now I normally don't multi-stream on a Sunday, but there's a specific reason I'm doing this tonight, because I can't do multi-streaming next week, and I thought everything is all kicking off around the world, so I thought, right, let's multi-stream tonight. Let's bring all our family in, from my YouTube family, my Twitch family. I'm good, guys. Bit sniffly. I think I'm coming down with a bit cold. I've just took a large dose of vitamin C there. But hopefully it doesn't come to much. Hello there, Christina. So give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Oh, hello there, Maria in Sweden. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. I am live broadcasting from Newcastle upon Tyne, UK, up in the north of England, and we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass. Yeah, there's cold going around, isn't there? I never get sick. I hardly ever get sick. Touch wood, it doesn't come to anything. It's every time I eat meat, guys, and I've had some meat today, I get like the COVID symptoms come back. So I really don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's my diet. Maybe I need to stop eating it. But apart from that, I'm good. And hello there, Tinkerbell. Is that how you've been feeling, Jen? Weird, isn't it? Because we don't think it was a normal flu, that's why. Hello there, everybody. That was a big influx. How yous all doing? Well, it wasn't... you've got a sore throat too? Oh, dear. Large dose of vitamin C. I've just downed it. Yeah, I think C did change our tolerance to certain foods, didn't it? Definitely stooge. So I'm going to wait for everybody to come in, and this is our spiritualist church, and we are going to invoke all the angels, and we are going to do healing. I had some beef mince. I made mince and dumplings, Joyce, which I do make, mince dumplings. But I seem to be better with fish and chicken. I don't know what it is with red meat. I do like a steak now and then, mind, I must admit. So a carnivore diet is helping my rheumatoid arthritis. All right. I think everybody's different, aren't they? Mind you, the weather up here is rank. We've had the storm. It's been raining. It's cold. Maybe I am just getting cold. So, if I'm sounding a bit snuffly, forgive me, because I'm feeling a bit croaky. But we are going to invoke all the angels in, and we are going to ask for healing in this group. And if you're worried about anybody or any situation, just write the name in the comment section of the persons, animals, anything, and you will receive this. This is also timeless for people who aren't watching this on live. So how are you all doing? Your sinus is out of control, Teddy. I know I'm the same. Well, I tell you what, it's about to erupt over here. You can just feel it in the air. The air is so thick in the atmosphere over here in the UK. Everybody's feeling it. The tension's high. It's high in London with all the protests going on. And I thought, you know what? It's the 5th of November, so let's all come together. Are you feeling sick as well, Grateful? I was feeling fine earlier on and just came over all croaky. I need a med bed. Okay. Oh, where's me puppy gone? Give us 2 minutes. I don't know how you're supposed to blink and put these on with a pin. Give us 2 minutes. I've got the cat settled. Probably end up stabbing myself in the boob. Ruth, I've talked to you on Facebook not long ago for a reading. Oh, that's nice. I know oregano's supposed to be good, isn't it? But I always feel strange after I've had oregano, even if I'm burning it. I like the smell of it. I don't know if I'm allergic to it or not. So let's get my coffee. And let's start. Now, where's my bell gone? Everybody's needing healing at the minute, aren't they? So I'm going to, tonight, I'm going to scry into the crystal ball. All right? And I'm going to see what's going on. I've been getting some strange downloads last night. It's, everything's just it's just hitting a peak at the moment. So I thought, right, let's go for it. And these are new downloads that I'm going to get. And let's see what's falling into place globally around the world. Onions in the feet. What's golden seal, Jade? Ring my bell, ring my bell. We are family. So people have been texting us saying happy birthday, and it's not my birthday until the 18th, which lands on a Saturday. I have said that I'll probably come out multi-stream just for an hour for you. I'll be out with my family through the day, going for a nice meal and that. But I'll be in the house, and I thought, you know what it is? I'll just probably come on here and start rambling on. Why not? It's your birthday on Tuesday. It's Adam's birthday on the 11th. He was born on the 11th hour. Remembrance Day on the 11th month of the 11th day. And I was born on the 18th. So we've got 2 Scorpios in the house over here. And then my oldest son, my lovely lucky boy, he's a Pisces. He's very sensitive. Okay, let's start. Hiya, Valiant. Marilyn, who's on the audience in YouTube, her birthday's on the 14th. There's a lot of Scorpios in the audience tonight, isn't there? It's the Scorpio season. And tonight, I missed it, but apparently in Northumberland, and near the coast, that you could see the aurora in the sky. But I don't know if it was too cloudy or not. You'd have to comment if anybody's seen it tonight over in the UK. But apparently it was supposed to be visible. Lucian, look, what LG, was your ears burning on Thursday? No, why? There may have been. There may have been. Is that a good reason? Oh, that's nice, Tamika. Your son turns 21 on my birthday. Okay, let's start. We've now got 5 new subscribers on Twitch and on YouTube. So this week coming in, because I'm so busy and it's my busiest time of year, well, I would say are extremely busy, right? I would say normally my busiest time of year for all clairvoyance is January, because everybody hits a boom down. Because they've either spent too much or you've had office parties with affairs. It's a high death rate, December, January. So all clairvoyants tend to be very busy in December, January. But I've started early. I've started early. And I think it's because of everything what's happening in the world and that. And so this week it's impossible for us to do my lives, okay? So this is why I'm on here tonight. But I'm going to try and pull a looking glass off for you, or a nice video through the week. So keep an eye out for that. Because as you know, I do live streams and I'm on for a few hours, so it's impossible for us to do this week. I've got a lot of appointments coming up. I've got to go to the dentist. Where else have I got to go? I've got all sorts happening. Very busy with appointments and work and God knows what. So if I could be on here every day, I would be on here every day. But obviously this is my part-time job. But you never know into the future. You never know. I am talking to somebody at the minute who's going to put me this amazing website together for you all. And it's going to be, I'm going to be doing courses. So watch for that coming into the new year. Because I know people have wanted courses. So it'll just be like courses and that, and I'll be able to get some merch out there on stuff like that for you. Are you going to go to the dentist too? I've got a little bit of toothache at the back. So yeah, I've got to go there as well. But I'm lucky because I've got a homeopathic dentist. So I'm excited about going to see her. Anyway, you need a crown? Oof. Good luck with that one. Okay. Okie dokie. No sugar in your coffee. Well, I'd ran out of sugar, Teddy, and I felt absolutely drastic. Don't forget, guys, for people who know us, I give up coffee. God, it's been nearly a year now, hasn't it? 8 months, 9 months? And that was hell on earth. And I went through the withdrawals of the coffee because I was a heavy coffee drinker. You're talking the strong Italian coffee I was drinking all my life from being a teenager. And so I've detoxed from that. The next thing's my cigarettes. And there you go. Basically. But I do like sugar. And basically, I didn't have any cookies in and that, and I was in a right grumpy mode. I know I was the same. I've got a really sweet tooth. Everybody who knows us knows I've got a sweet tooth. Anyway, let's start. Enough of me. Yeah, it was a hard thing to do, Tinkerbell, to give up coffee. A really hard thing to do. Oh, Richard, I hope you're okay. Right, let's start. May peace be with you all. Welcome to our circle of light. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. Any star beings that like to come forth, either on-world, off-world, telecommunication from spirit, Anybody from the spirit world, the fairy elementals, the animal kingdom, the angel realm, who would like to give us 2 answers in healing and protection tonight for this beautiful circle of light. May the circle of light begin. So be it. Amen. Hiya, Maggie. There we go. Well, the cats are totally out of it, guys. Normally when I ring the bell, they like the bell, they play with the bell. I'll make you laugh before I start. So last night I've got like a back garden, and I went out to put some rubbish in the wheelie bin. And it was dark, and it's been bonfire over here, guy folks. And they were starting off last night. They have not been fazed, by the way, by the fireworks. So I opened the door and I ran to the bin, and I come back and they darted out the 2 cats into the garden, into the dead of the night, right into TC. Now TC is a tomcat. What comes around, he's a big alley cat. He's like bit like Goth. He's the big bad putty tat what's on the street. He fights all the cats in the street. And he's been obsessed with the girls since I've got them. He's been, I think he's been peeing at my back door. You know, like that tomcat smell. So if anybody has any tips to stop that, let me know. My mother said put peppermint down. That stops them doing that. But he comes up onto the kitchen windowsill, looks through. The girls are looking through at him. Anyway, they ran up to him. And he was going meow, 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 like that. And they were flicking that tail. They were brushing into him. Oh, my lordy. White vinegar. And I scooped them up. I says, get away from them. And I scooped them up, and they were flirting. Now, they were born on the 3rd of July. So I was going to get them spayed. Somebody said it, well, the vet said it's 6 months, but I was talking to the vet nurse and she said she got hers done at 5 months because we're flicking the tail. Mine are doing it now. So they were born on the 3rd of July. I think they're about 3 months, aren't they? Oh my God, they were being so flirty with this tomcat. So I brought them in and they were screaming. They took a paddy. I says, no, you can't go out there and you can't have a boyfriend. So, yeah. You had yours done at 3 months? All right. I might have to get them. I'm going to ring the vet tomorrow and find out. Yeah, they're Cancerians, the girls. Little cancer girls like the boys. Well, it must be. You got your cat done at 5 months. Yeah. So, flirty girls, all right. Flirty girls. So we're going to have to sort this out. Because he won't keep away. It's as if he's, he's chosen his queens, should I say. Big cat poo, tigers, you buy it online, you stick it in the garden and he won't come around. All right, I'll have to look into that. You were told they have to be £4. All right. I don't know what weight they are. They're getting big. Well, I do have the weight, but they did it in kilograms, and I can't understand kilograms. They must be close to coming into heat. I mean, it was comical to watch. They were flicking their tail, they were purring, they were stroking into him, but bearing in mind he's been hanging around for a few weeks now, and staring into the house and that. Hiya, Johnny. So anyway, let's start. Girl cats go into heat at 4 to 5 months. Oh, well, they must be due to come into heat then, mustn't they? They were born in July. So see, August, September, October, November, they're 4 months. Well, there you go then. There you go. Mix eucalyptus, yeah, because I'd like doing natural stuff, Lucy and look. Eucalyptus with citradora And a water spray. All right. So TC can smell they're ready to go into heat. What, through the brick, the house? When they don't go out? Weird, isn't it? Oh, I'll have to get them sorted. So your little girl went into heat at 4 months and she didn't weigh 4 pounds. So you had to wait till she was 6 months so you could get her done. All right. I won't, no, they're not, David, don't you worry. Well, the house cats anyway, I do have a cattery. I put them in the cattery. The cry, unless I go in the cattery with them. Well, you could imagine, unless I start doing the readings in the bloody cattery, because I'm working all the time. And when I put them in, he comes around. He's day and night. He comes in around and comes up to the cattery and stares at them through the cattery. Any harsh spray will annoy your cats too, right? I'll think of something. Wendy, I googled it, says before 4 months. Oh, you can. Right. Oh, it's come off again. I don't think I meant to wear this, am I? Well, I suppose if you think about it, you don't just suddenly, it builds up with them, doesn't it? With the hormones, you don't just suddenly have a period type of thing. It's got to build up. So they're coming into that adolescence now, the cats. Hello there, Debbie. Right. Let's start. Now I'm going to go straight into the scrying. All right. And see what we can get, because it's all been kicking off. I mean, you've had the Trump boys in court. You've had protests, which has been going on in London. There's been an earthquake, hasn't there? Where was the earthquake again? Does anybody know what I'm going on about? Was it Nepal? Nepals? Where was the earthquake? Yeah. And I did say that would happen. And that's near India, isn't it? Naples. Mount Everest. And can you remember a few weeks ago, I kept getting Mount Everest around that area. And I didn't realise, it's like ancient, isn't it? It's like, so maybe there's a fault there. I was saying that, wasn't I? Okay, let's see what's going on. Right. Just waiting for it to haze over. Now, don't forget, if you need healing, you can write your names in the comments section and you will receive healing. And you can do it after the stream as well. And it's timeless. I'm seeing lots of satellites in the sky. Something's going on, guys. I think we're on a massive switch over on this planet at the moment. I really, really do. I think there's a lot happening behind the scenes there. And I've just seen Elon Musk's face and it's popping out of this crystal ball. And he's been putting satellites up there, hasn't he? But this is really big what's coming in. Really, really big. And I'm getting Space Force. Right, I am worried about Remembrance Day, which is the 11th, all right? I'm worried about it, and I'm getting London, and it will be on high security alert. Now, don't forget, I don't take sides, okay? I'm just for pro-peace. I think that I've said this. I've put, videos out about it. Horrible what Hamas did. Absolutely horrific to them. What they did to the babies and beheading the babies and the innocent people, men and women. But then at the end of the day, I also didn't agree with what they did was with bombing Gaza. And again, I've always said it's the innocent what get hurt. Okay, so I feel very, very strongly. It's one thing protesting, it's another thing when, as a British person, I'm speaking out about this. It's as if that they've got to have respect for what our culture. Do you see what I mean? And I just think it's going to get really, really nasty. And I don't feel it's going to be peaceful on November the 11th. I do see a lot of arrests, and it's out of hand for the police over here. They've even admitted it just recently. All right, it's too much for them. And I feel it's going to get very dark before it sorts itself out. So British law was not written for international people in international law. So times have changed a lot, and there's a lot of international people over here in the UK, and a lot of Islam now is over here in the UK. So yes, I can understand the majority of people will be marching for ceasefire, which I totally agree. I 100% agree that should be happening. But you do get the odd one, right? And I do feel that my concern is of terrorist organisations here. And I'm not just talking about the UK, this could be all over. But there is worry here. There is worry here. And obviously over here, the police are, they can't handle it over here. It's been talked about that there's more illegal immigrants in our country than there is police now and army on the streets. And what they've been doing with the army over here is they've been sending a lot of them over into Israel and other places. So I'm a little bit concerned about our borders at the moment, like many Brits are. And not just to do with Britain, the UK, I'm also talking about the USA and other places as well. Last year, the beginning of this year and last year, I've talked about that into the winter, there was going to be, when it starts to get dark in the UK, there's going to be a lot of marching. Can you remember when I said that? And I'm actually seeing a lot of marching to happen. And I'm also seeing, very, very strong, I'm seeing a lot of strikes to come off as well. So, yes, it's all playing out. Yes, we're in the midst of it all. But I'm actually getting like a targeting here. All right? There's a targeting energy. There's a frequency we do not understand. The question is it coming in, is like you've got angels and demons there, or is it a weaponry, right? Where people are getting MK'd, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But we're all being played like puppets here. And the media plays a big part of that, as you know. So it's going to get very heavy. It's going to get very heavy. And I would say that it's going to get crazy before the next 2024 elections, okay? Because there's a bigger plan with this. There's a bigger plan to the whole system changing, falling, and we are coming into new earth. Now, that doesn't mean, and I've always said this, it doesn't mean like we're skipping through the daisy fields and it's all like, we're like loads of happy hippies. It's not going to be like that. We have to do the work. We have to do the inner work. But it's going to get very heavy and we haven't got to get triggered. And this is a message for light workers as well out there. Healers, anybody, okay, that we haven't got to get triggered. There's mass trickery going on and mass targeting. Let's go drink a coffee. This is so true, Queen Wanda. The governments were harsh on the truckers, but they are letting all these protests go on. I think it's a human right to protest, but it's not a human right to celebrate genocide. Celebrate, yeah. So it's everything's just getting all twisted, isn't it? Everything is just getting all twisted. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. And what I want to say to people is we've got Christmas coming up and Christmas shoppers. So what we need to do is, there's no way that's going to stay on there. What we need to do is we need to stay vigilant. So I've always said, like, you go above this ladder, all right, of controllers. And you've got the good guys, the bad guys, whatever you want to call them. And they all know at the top of the ladder that the system is changing. And artificial intelligence is very much in this ball here. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are scared of it, they don't like it. But the truth is known that we can't stop it, it's coming in. And I see digital banking, you know, some of us are already in digital now. It's moving in that direction. Don't forget, I don't follow the intel, I go with what I get. But I do believe that some of the banks will fall. So we need to stay vigilant with where we've got our money. But then, not all banks are going to fall. It's the fight of the fittest, and it's in every industry. It's not just to do with banking. So, because everything's changing. But it's going to be disruptive as it's changing. Because this system is failing us. Do you see what I mean? So, but then you've got people who are playing out their karmic debt. I've talked about this before. And this is why you've got some people on the dark side and some people being very manipulated through either attachments or whatever. So that's where terrorism comes in, because it sort of seeps into mind control within organisations and religious organisations and cults and all of that type of thing. So I just think that they will use an excuse to manoeuvre in on the protest. So it's not about the normal people who are protesting, but I am concerned of distractions here. I'm seeing bombs going off. It's not good. I'm going to give you some dates here. So I am getting the 11th. I'm getting the 12th. I'm getting the 24th. I'm getting the 29th. The 14th's coming out. Good God. I've just seen the United Kingdom in this crystal ball, and there's an uprising. Get this one, guys. There's going to be an uprising of the British people. Scottish, English, Welsh, Irish. Well, it's like we're all coming together. It's unsafe. It's definitely unsafe. And the police can't cope. But I tell you what, mind, that there could be casualties here. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. It's been said that they're not supposed to march near where the veterans are marching on the 11th. But I think that there will be some what will try to go there and cause trouble. And I know there's going to be a lot of ex-army, like veterans there, like younger lads going, who are going to protect the, like Winston Churchill, like the monuments and all of that. So they're going to stand around. So it's going to get pretty... So if you are going there, I want to say stay vigilant. But I'm seeing police horses, that type of thing. It's going to get nasty. I feel, right, that innocent people could get hurt here. So please be careful. I can't understand how you would take kids. I want you to comment on the link below here. Like, can you understand why anybody would take their kids to a protest? Is beyond me. Call me old-fashioned or what, but I don't think it's right that you should take your children to protests. Very strange. It's going to be a shock as well, and I don't know why I'm getting that. Because, like I say, it's not everybody. People coming together. Interesting. Maybe we need to watch this space. Maybe it might be people from the people with the Palestinian, wanting ceasefire, and the memorial. Maybe there's going to be some clashes, but maybe there's going to be some people coming together. You never know. Using kids as shields. It didn't look like it. It just looked like, I just think people are crazy. People are crazy. So yeah, it's going to get pretty nasty. So, you know what I'm getting? I'm going back to the 70s. I was just talking about this earlier on this afternoon with my mother. Anybody who's in this audience in the UK who is my age group. I'm in towards 60, guys. But you know what I mean? I was born in 65. And can you remember there was a lot of blackouts in the UK? We had power cuts. And there was something called what the government did, and it was a 3-day-a-week working plan. 3-day-a-week work plan. So it was by law that everybody only went out to work for 3 days of the week. Interesting. And that was before we went into the EU. And the miners were going on strike, and this is what I'm saying. So there's going to be a lot of strikes to come. It could be within the NHS. The bus drivers were just on strike just last week or the week before. Was it last week? So there's going to be a lot of strikes to come in the UK. And what they did was, it was the Tory government back then. I think it was Edward Heath. Don't quote me. Was it Edward Heath? Was he Tory? But he said that it had to be, he put a ban that people could only go to, something to do with the electricity. Right? So the country couldn't cope with it. So because of the miners going on strike or something, and so it's a control thing. It's like a massive psyop. So they're going to do this again. So there's going to be, I'm seeing history repeating itself, guys. So there's going to be strikes, like it was in the 70s with the miners. And then they promised the miners, that they would give them, back in the 70s, that they would give them more wages. And then they went to go back into work again. And then this is what the government did. And I'm seeing the government doing this again. It's like a 3-day-a-week ban, like they could only work for that length of time. In blackouts. David Shield, I was 8 when you were born. Doesn't time fly, David? But I remember, because I didn't like the dark, and I remember, the visions of it. So we need to watch for this again. This is what's going to happen. Rolling blackouts, yeah. It's going to happen again. The thing is, but if they do that to the British people, I can see the British people in an uproar because we haven't recovered from the last carry on. Do you know what I mean? So you can see what they're doing. The plan is they're trying to break everything so that then they can control it, right? So they can maneuver it in whatever is up their sleeves, whatever agenda is up their sleeves. But it's not going to work. There's going to be a rise of the people. But the country's in a lot of debt. Massive a lot of debt. But I'm also seeing a lot of strikes to come in the US, and I'm also seeing strikes across Europe. What is going on with Putin, guys? People have been saying that he's not here. I'm going to pull some cards out. What's going on with Putin? Something's definitely off at the moment, isn't it? And as I said in my stream last week, if a man is going to war, he leaves his women and his children, his kids behind. If a man is running away from war, he takes his wife and his kids with him. So you've got to ask yourself, why is they so, just, they're very fit, these people who are coming in over the borders. They're a certain age group and it's just men. All connected. Putin. I know there's been people in the truth community have said like he's a white hat and he's good and all that. No, he's not. He's just as bad as all the rest of them, because they were making their money from the borders. Do you know what I mean? They were making the money in the dark market and all of that type of thing. He hasn't been well. He's still alive. He's not well, and don't expect the Kremlin to tell you the truth. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel that he isn't well. But we do have lies here. We've got the moon card upside down. We've got lies. Single young men travelling in groups. They're waiting for orders. I'll check it out in a minute with the cards. Woman trouble as well. Is Putin married? Oh, well, he was married. He's got a girlfriend or something, but there's something going on. There's a lot of cover-ups here. And what has happened to that actor? What's it called again? Oh yeah, Zelensky. What's happened to him? It's funny, isn't it, how everything's just gone all quiet there with Ukraine and that. Where's he gone? Very, very strange. There's a lot of cover-ups here. Yeah, me poppy fell off my chest. I've lost the pin now. Never mind. Putin's a Putin's a ladies' man. But he's still alive. There's Putin. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Something's going on with his love life. Okay, so it's all about the gold. I've been saying this for a while. It was going on the borders. Like the film, The Three Kings, with Saddam Hussein's gold. Something big's going down at the minute. Just recently, and I did say this, was it just recently I said that there was going to be explosions in the Black Sea, and he's just recently bombed over that way, hasn't he? Or the Kremlin has. But he's got problems. He's got health problems and he's got lover problems. But I also feel that there's something going on where he's worried about. There's been a lot of stuff being sifted, like there's the world we know and the world we don't know, and it's all been going on all borders, not just Ukraine, every border. It's all about the borders, guys. So because of them moving in this new system, this everything what's been happening on the borders, they can't get away with it. So they're panicking and they're trying to, it's disrupting all the rats, all the cockroaches. So something big's going down at the moment. Gold price has shot up a lot. Oh, good. It's not as black and white as it looks, guys, right? It's not a case of, oh, that party's dark, this party's light. You know, this country's dark, this country's light. It's not like that. You've got good and bad people within organisations. What's going on behind the scenes is good and bad people going up this ladder. They all know, the baddies, the goodies, what is going to happen. And a lot of illegal stuff, as you know, has been going on the borders. Hiya, Larry. So this AI world is, I mean, don't get us wrong, they've been tracking we now. Edward Snowden said it. You know, they've been tracking we for a long, long time, but it's been sneakily done. So once this new AI world comes in, it'll all come out, but there's also going to be more choices for humanity. That's what I see. Like when I've remote viewed and I've looked into other planet systems and that, how we used to be, because I've talked about this before, where we get to a certain level and we start to ascend and then they just wipe us out and we start again. And I believe that we're in the 9th gate. I've talked about this before many times on my past dreams, where I believe Earth is Mars and Mars is Earth. It's just a label. Everything's a label. I even question time because it's the whole planet's been ruled by numbers. It's a structure we're under. Everything's changing. So into the future, yeah, it's going to be good because they'll be able to track the people who like children and what they've been doing with children. They'll be able to track all of that and all the crimes and that. They'll be able to stop all of that. So it'll be safer, but also it's going to stop a lot of stuff what's going on with trafficking and stuff like that. It's like they're doing it. So you've got a clean-up going on, but you've also got them trying to clean house. Does that make sense? That's what I see what's happening. The trafficking is interplanetary though. Oh, yeah. Not everybody can take that in the reality, and that's fair enough. And that's what we haven't got to get angry about, because everybody's ascension is different. Everybody's ascension. There's huge news to come out here, guys, within the next 3 days. Possibly to do with Russia, Saudi, and Israel. There's been bad stuff going on all over. And a lot of cover-ups. The cover-up is what they've done to the people what the Israeli people did to the people in, because I watched a documentary on it last night actually, to do with where they've took their land in Palestine. You know, and it's turned out that the US government's been behind it, officials, where it's been paid by taxpayers' money. Yeah, you'll be absolutely fine, Marie. You'll be fine, Maria. Marie. So it's a holy war that we're in, and everybody's playing out their part. So it's going to bring the radical out as well. There's a lot happening all at once. I get a very holy feeling when I look at that. I get a very holy feeling. So, will peace come to the Middle East? Not yet. It's going to get worse before it gets better, because the controllers are behind it all. And it's the people what's getting hurt. Oh yeah, Monica, yeah. So where there's a vulnerability within a country, or you know this yourself in your everyday life, I know this would be a shame, and if there's a vulnerability in someone's life, that's how the evil can get in. And it's the same with a country. So there's a lot of vulnerability in Israel and in Palestine, Gaza, the Gaza Strip. But yeah, so it's reawakening to what we're going through. There's some big news coming out with Zelensky, guys. Watch for that. It's coming out really, really strong. It's new world, new earth we're going into. There's also talks that the man who will bring peace to the Middle East will be the Antichrist. I sometimes wonder how many Antichrists are out there. Do you guys? What we've been up to, what we've experienced, should I say. But as you know, there's a lot of Jewish people here. Well, not that it's a big race of people, but there is a lot of Jewish people live here in the United Kingdom. And we will not tolerate, as Brits, people getting assassinated like they were in Israel. But you will get extremists who are insinuating that within protests. Not all the people, but some people are. And the police won't do anything about it. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I like this card here because it's like old England. We're going back to our roots. The mystical side to the United Kingdom. It's like a very Harry Potter there. So it's waking all the pagans and the Wiccas. Old England. Us having to go back to the land. Got the jester there holding everything up. There's the kings at the top celebrating. There's the peasants just giving it all to the king. But it's like looking through a looking glass. You've got the harvest on the land. You've got the hunting going on. It's life. But there's a white dove. Excuse me. There's a white dove of peace there. Can you see it? The trees. The sunset. And look at that. The golden sun. Why is our sun gone white, guys? What happened to our sun? It's now white. It used to be. You get all these smart houses and they're saying, it's always been white. It's just a reflection. It's always been white. No, bloody well wasn't. We used to have a yellow sun. Can you remember? We used to have a yellow golden sun. Let's pull some cards out on our lovely sun. Let's see what's happening with the sun. Trickery and manipulation is what's coming up. As you know, I work with a few different cards. Magician. But let's say it's science. Trickery. Magician. Written in their rule book. The rulers, written in their rule book. We are safe. We are definitely safe. So we haven't got to, even though we're going down the rabbit hole tonight and we're looking into everything, but we've also not got to feed down the panic. We've got to find the God and the goddess within us, the warrior within us, and be grounded. For what is to come, we have to be grounded. Because if you feed into it, it just makes it worse. Because we are becoming ascended beings now, and so we can change our reality by how we think and feel. And don't forget, thoughts and words are like spells. So I've been saying this for a while. We are all the Fred and Wilma Flintstones. We're in bedrock and we're about to go into a futuristic world. They held it all back for greed. So we are going into New Earth now. And it's interesting, I was talking to a lady just this week about it. And I picked up, she was in New Earth. And she said, well, I don't feel like I am. I says, well, you won't. Because we're so told that we've got to think like this, or it's going to be like this, or we're going to be all. But when you're on such a level, some of us are feeling really like pulled down. Because we're looking up there and we're looking down, like I said, like down that elevator at the ones on the lower vibrations, and it's triggering me. But we're feeling it, and we don't know why we're getting so triggered. It's because you have ascended. You have ascended. You've just got to, don't forget, you can't stay on that level all the time. So it's to keep yourself focused on you and live in the here and the now. Live in the present moment in time and just do your best. Find your passion. When you're finding your passion, you're on the right path. But there is something going on with the sun. Oh, it's been happening many times. Many times. And it's to do with the beings from Saturn. Saturn is definitely connected. So it's going to be an uprising with all our different cultures, because we are not just healing ourselves, we are healing our ancestral roots. And you're probably thinking, well, how's that? Because they're in spirit. But not necessarily, with the orange spirit, but the souls are living through, we're all connected. So when we're healing whatever our ancestors have gone through, it will heal the past collective, because everything is really all happening all at the same time, past, present, future, because we're all together. So then it heals, brings peace on earth. So that's why we're getting all angry and about things. And it's not just to do with Israel, because that was an unhealed thing, what happened to them, God bless them, back in Auschwitz, Nazi Germany. There has been a lot of cruel stuff, what's happened to the Palestinian people as well. There is also going to be an uprising with the British people. There is going to be a lot of things to heal in the US as well. Now, recently we've had, and I did say this would happen in Parliament, that there would be a lot of people just walking out. And it's just been recently, there's a lot of the people in the Labour Party have just left or resigning because they're not agreeing with what's happening, are they? There's a big clean-up happening in Parliament. There's a lot more scandals to come out with Boris. And I see Rishi Sunak under the spotlight, because whatever takes place on the 11th or up to the 12th in the UK, and not just to do with the protests, I would say that could possibly be terrorism. Rishi Sunak's going to get it in the neck, because he's allowed certain things. And don't get me going on that Mayor of London. He's a traitor. Don't get me going on that Mayor of London. So there's a lot of change to take place. So it has to fall to rise again. We need to watch the water, guys. I know we've recently had a lot of scandals which has come out with Boris and stuff. There's that much happening, you see. There's stuff being investigated, and so we're also, and it's real. So they distract we by other situations what come in, and it's all real what's happening. But there's a bigger thing happening behind the scene. It's like they're being taken away. Toe the line or you're out. So they're combing through everything. There is a very extraterrestrial presence on our lands tonight. Teachers are going to go on strike. The NHS. I need to pull some cards out on the NHS. If you let Hamas do it in Israel, what will stop them from doing it in Britain? Exactly, Hazeltine. I'm concerned tonight. Now, what was the question I was asking there? What was the question? NHS. They've got plans for it. It's going to go into a 3-tier system. It's going to part privatise. So there'll probably be free stuff for people still on different levels. You know, the richer you are, the more you can get. But it's going to go into a 3-tier system. It's going to be reinvented, the NHS. And I'm not saying it's this year, it could be into next year onwards. protests will come. Mass protests will take place. More to come. I'm getting the 15th. I'm getting the 16th. November. Huge news coming out. Children. So we're looking at schools. That has to take a big clean-up as well. Because you've got all this wokeism, you've got everything going on, but a lot of the parents now are the violet indigo children, and they'll not stand for this shit. They'll not put up with it. You know, they are the truth seekers. They want to protect their babies. You're talking a lot of angry mama and papa bears here, who are, and the children now are on a different level. The little ones, they are unreal. You've got the crystal children, the rainbow children, the violet indigo children, and they're on a different level. And these children want to be free. So the violet indigo children, the kids born in the 90s and the noughties, they're from Michael's army. There's going to be a lot of angry parents to come, and schools are going to be forced to either shut or to change. Showtime, guys. It's all having to happen, but we play a part of it, not just the politicians. I've just seen explosions. I do remote viewing as well. It looks like parts of London, New York. Oh my God. You see, this is it, right? I don't like seeing things because it's horrible, but I've got to warn for what I see. But I see New York. I'm drawn to New York. I'm drawn to the community. And I said this a little while ago. I wasn't sure around the Italian community or the Jewish community in that area. Please, guys, stay vigilant. Explosion in France. And I've seen this before, where you had that strange fire in Notre Dame. That was a sign. That was creepy. That was the DS making a sign. Because there's three parts of a big sign. There's three parts to this DS. Three parts to it. Smoke will come from the Vatican. And the Pope, beforehand, will make a huge announcement. In our lifetime, we will witness the Pope, or whoever is in the Vatican, because he's not the last Pope. But we will witness the Vatican giving out disclosure, alien disclosure. It will not come from the governments. It will come from the church. Now, there's a lot of people who are against the church, because where you've got the deep state, you've also got the deep church. Right? But there is an attack on the church. I see Mother Mary again, and she's smiling. The church has been bullied by the DS. Everything, what's happened, what took place over the last couple of years. When in human history was the churches forced, all the holy places were forced to shut down because of the C word. But the Catholic Church has been the needle in the haystack, the middle part to all the deep part of it, the deep church, right? You've got the church and you've got the deep church. So there was stuff going on, and there was funding within mafia organisations and the DS. But not everyone's bad in it. There will be announcements from the Vatican on alien intervention in our lifetime. The Islamic extremists are trying to take over the world, and they're not going to succeed. They're not going to exceed, but they're going to have a damn good try over the next 6 months to a year. Mother Mary's coming in holding the children. It's going to take her to a brink by Christmas, and I want to say stock up, because there could be shortages of certain foods. But trade is also going to be a problem with materials, what you would buy to do your house up, or there's going to be a problem. 24, 26, 27, 28. These are dates. The first is coming out very strong. It's going to be hard to buy equipment. Why am I getting that, guys? Let's see. There's always a dark side within religion, yeah. But there's also a light side. We're all being tested. But one of the things about being human is we are within our rights to have to believe what we want to believe. It's a free will world. New beginnings are coming in. I love that. The seeds are being planted now for New Earth. To get there, it's like you can't decorate a house without being a mess. So it's going to get very messy. It's all about greed, isn't it? What these greedy politicians have been up to, and these rulers and all of that type of thing. We need to prep. It's coming out really strong. So, you know, it's the fight of the fittest. My guides keep saying this. So we're going to have trouble buying certain equipment, household appliances. It's going to affect companies. I don't know why I'm getting IKEA. There's something about IKEA tonight to come out. And I'm also very drawn to big news coming out to do with an air company. You know, like airplanes, like an air company, air travel company. There'll be a man. This is coming through really strong, right? There'll be a man who will make a great announcement into next, if it's not the end of the year, it'll be next year. Because this is one of many events, what we are in at the minute, but there's more to come. And then maybe an announcement to do with another germ thing to come. And people will be in an uproar about it, and they'll be pushing of the again, okay? But then something's going to happen to this man. I do not wish this. I am just saying my vision. God moves in mysterious ways. And there is good scientists out there. And there is good docs out there. Oh, sorry, baby. Did I wake you up? She's looking very extra pretty tonight, my little Zizi. She's my black cat, but she's got like a silver tone to her tonight. Like a glow around her aura. But some bad people will be trialed. Now, talking about trials, what the hell is going on with Donald Trump and everything in the US? God, good God. The sugar night I bought has a trifecta on it. What's that? What's a trifecta? I haven't got my sugar night on tonight, guys, because I took it off last night to go in the bath, and I went back and it's disappeared because my little ZZ cat, little Zella, she's fascinated with jewellery and she pinches it and then I'll find it stashed somewhere. So she's gone off with my sugar night. I'll find it. It'll be in the house somewhere. Or a Celtic triangle knot. Wow. Right, okay. There's going to be big stuff that they're going to uncover to do. It's Ivanka, isn't it? Have they forced her to say something yet? There's going to be something that they're going to get with her and her husband. There's Trump. So they're really going at him at the minute. He's upside down at the minute. You know, pecking at him. It came upside down. There's a lot of investigations to come in. Ivanka's going to, something to do with around a woman. So I don't know if this is Ivanka or another woman as well. Two big investigations, which is going to bring everything to the forefront. But we've got the Magician card there, and that's lies. You heard Trump is going to testify on Monday. My guides are saying stitched up. That's it, they're giving us it. Stitched up. I think there's a lot of stuff to come out that they're going to bring out on Trump. And yeah, he's not being squeaky clean. And I've said this before, what they do is they collect people's information, and then when you go against them, this is what they do. They do this with everybody. But that's like the Democrats celebrating something. In the meantime, while all this is going on to do with Trump, we've got, oh my God, this is awful, like explosions going on elsewhere. And people like hitting the poverty line. It's going to be a very meaningful Christmas this year, guys. I think anything to do with another germ thing will come off into the they'll build it up this end of this year. It's next year. And they'll try to push onto the kids more. And that'll be the uprising with the younger families, the parents. But this Christmas is going to be very spiritual. Why would I get that? Let's see why I would get that. You've got to admit, Christmas went very Luciferian. I don't mean for everybody. I'm on about money, money, money. Did it lose the meaning for the majority of people? It became very money materialistic. And it brought a great pressure onto families who wanted to keep up with the Joneses. So the kids had the latest trainers when they went back to school, or the latest gadgets. And it became Luciferian, because soon as Boxing Day comes, I don't know if you get Boxing Day over in the US. We have Boxing Day, and I think Australia has Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas Day. Then the push with the bloody adverts for the sales. Money, 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 money. Temptation, temptation, temptation. All the time. Oh, we love Boxing Day. In fact, I like Boxing Day so much better than Christmas Day. Oh, it's called Black Friday. Well, we have a Black Friday here, and that's running up the Friday. Is it the... Help us out, guys, if there's any Brits in the audience. Is it the Friday before Christmas, or... Yeah, we have a Black Friday, where we have Black Friday sales and that. I used to joke, like, we've all struggled. I don't care what anybody says. At some point in my life, we've all struggled. And it's quite often I don't like the run up to Christmas. Now I'm not so much struggling money-wise, but I'm struggling with time. But I don't like the idea of having to... What's the word? I am Christian, all right, but I'm not somebody who goes and stands in a church. I've been to church, but I'm not somebody who goes there all the time. But I've quite often said in the past, I'm going to become Jewish because I've had enough of this. And I don't mean it, but it's because of the pressure, money, 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 money. I would never become Jewish. Only because I just didn't want to celebrate Christmas when I've been stressed out in the past, because you've got to have your monies for your bills, and you want to get your kids this and your kids that, or make this person happy. So I'm just being honest, and I know there's many people in the audience who's probably been similar to me as well. Are you in the audience? Because I've been like that in the past, and I've meant it when I've said it. But I've always done it, and I've always got the presents in. But I'm not a person who likes shopping either. You know what I mean? I'm not one of them women who likes to go to the shops, or I'm not that type of girl. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because I think for women and men, it's planning, isn't it? It's planning the Christmas, and it's you take months in preparing it and prepping it and cleaning your house and putting the tree up and the whole lot. Do you know what I mean? And then it's over within hours once you've had your Christmas dinner. Something's going to happen this Christmas which is going to bring back the meaning. It will bring sadness or restriction for us to see the light. And I have a funny feeling it's got something to do with money, or food, or light or heat, or a global situation with announcements. Let's see. It's global. I hope we don't get power cuts or anything, but the shift will be happening then. So we can take from a negative situation, we can bring a positive into it. So when I was a kid, you got like, for Christmas, you got like a big present, and then you got lots of little presents. But it's not like that in this world now, is it, guys? You know, people who are in this audience and the buying for kids and that, because everything's so expensive. Everything is so damn expensive. I think it was my dad used to say, I used to get an apple and an orange in a stocking. Like an apple and an orange. I say, okay, Dad. But he was probably right. That was back in the 40s, the 50s. Can you tell me when the southeastern US will be out of drought? There is many floods to come. Wolcahorty and Twitch. There is many floods to come. Now, what's happened? I need to refresh my chat because I seem to have lost YouTube. I see military on the streets. I was going to say, listen very carefully. I will say this only once. I'm like, oh, hello. Listen very carefully. I will say this only once. This is Louisa from the Resistance. I was watching that the other night. Hello. Hilarious. And I believe that's where we are at now. We're in some sort of resistance. That's where we're now at. Donnie Taylor, Bible prophecy says that Turkey will invade Israel. Just watch it happen if you don't believe me. Don't know. But Turkey is going to play a big, massive part to do with what's happening in Gaza to come. That's going to happen. Old laws, old empires coming back. Remember that. Old empires being reawakened. Unfinished business, karma. Yeah. There will be military on the streets. Military. There will be trickery. But it is literally happening. And when it kicks off, go inside and shut the door. I've always said that. Go inside and shut the door. To do with the old empire, to do with Turkey. Turkey's going to play a massive part to do with what happens in the Middle East. Or around about the time there's going to be some, because Turkey's not out of the woods yet to do with problems. I know they had all them strange earthquakes. By the way, that was targeted. That wasn't natural. But it did happen. But a weaponry we do not see with our eyes. They don't need to use nuclear. They've gone beyond that. It's very Star Wars, Star Trek out there. But there's going to be big news with Turkey around about the time there is a change. There will be a bombing if something to do with there's more bombing to come. Serbia, where's Serbia? Why am I getting Serbia, guys? In Syria. Middle East was part of the Turkish Sultan's empire. It's unfinished business and karma. Karmic energy being brought out to the forefront to heal. The Serbia Balkans. Yeah. Big news with a commentator, a news commentator, or a podcaster. Watch for some, it's male, watch for big news there. Cup of coffee time. I need a break, guys. I'm going to have 5-minute break. I'm going to go make a cuppa. I want you to go make your cuppas. Right? And I'll be back in a minute. And we're going to do some more scrying. Donald Trump is going to be a hard man to take down. They will take him and they'll strip him bare. And they will take everything that they have from him. They will ruin his Trump Tower. I said this a year ago and people wouldn't have it. Then he will rise from the ashes and start again. Everything I'm telling you will fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. But watch from the woman. When the woman from the east makes announcements, war will be on the cards. Ships will go out, ships will turn and come back. A man from the west will stop this. And people who you thought were dark are going to end up being good. And people who you thought were going to be good are going to be bad. It's been such a trickery. Because people can also change. China does not want war because they want trade. And it is a trade war that we are also in. And they want to take the lead over the US for the future. China's not going anywhere. But they will take middle stage for what is to come. Putin is about to make the major mistake of ever. The year of the dog. I'll be back in 5. Go and get your cuppas. Go and get your popcorn, whatever you want to do. And I'll be back soon, okay? I hope I don't lose my viewers because I've got 1,226 viewers. And please, guys, after this stream, please check that you haven't been unsubbed because it's happening every time I come and stream. And then people are saying, I never unsubbed. China is not going to attack, but they're going to be brought into it somehow. China does not want to start a war because they want to be in, they're all about the economy. But the DS uses that. And we know that, the communism will change in China. The Chinese people have not risen yet. They've got to have their finale. The people of China will fight back, and it will be the end of communism. I'm telling you now. Go meet your cuppas, and I'll be back in a minute. I'll be as quick as I can, and I hope I don't lose my viewers. Give us 5. And I'm going to look into Canada as well, because I know I've got a lot of Canadians in here. And we're going to go back into it, okay? Give us 5. I'm very naughty. I'm sure Zella's been spraying something silver on her fur. She's got a silver gleam on her. Can you hear us okay? Good, good, good. So we are going to look back into this again. You can ask us questions. No, I haven't been having... well, I'm not really in a chocolatey mood today. Have I had any chocolate? Oh, yes, I have. I've had one of them... you know them chocolate shortcakes from Costco Coffee? I think they're called Millionaire Shortbreads or whatever they're called. I don't know. I had one of them. But I'm sure they've changed the ingredients on it. It was rather sickly, full of sugar. But I had one of them. Marks and Spencer's, yeah. Of course, they've been under attack, haven't they? Recently. Have you heard about Marks and Spencer's? They did an ad back in August. And, of course, the ones who were the Palestinian, protesters have said that it was sublimin. And it was something to do with the party hats at Christmas or something. It was the colours of Gaza, which is also the colours of Christmas, like the yellows and the reds and the greens and that. And it was a party hat going into a fire. Is the sound off? Can you hear us? Can you not hear us, Rosanna? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Yeah? Maybe it's your computer, Rosanna. Try rebooting it or check that the sound's on. So they and then the woman in the advert, she had like the blue eyeliner, which is Israel. Like the blue eyeliner. Apparently, it's the sign of Israel. And they were offended by this, apparently. And Marks and Spencer's made a statement on Twitter and said that they did not mean to offend anybody, and took the bloody advert down. Because in the UK we have the war of the adverts, the Christmas adverts, and usually John Lewis wins. Yeah. So even though John Lewis has gone quite woke with its, but the good adverts, mind, I must admit. So so they gave in, a bit like what the police are doing over here. So, but you see, you can look at this many different ways, and it is a Christian country. It's the Church of England, the UK. It used to be a Catholic country before. Who changed it? It was Henry VIII changed it, didn't he? Or was it Elizabeth I? No, I think it was Henry VIII. I'm not very clued up on my history. My mother is, on the Tudors and all of that. But it used to be Catholic. And it's funny how we're talking about it tonight because Guy Fawkes, which is today, well, it's not now actually because it's 10 to 1 in the morning, but it will be for use elsewhere in the world who are behind us. But Guy Fawkes was, at the time, it was being the Catholics, I'm sure they were ruling Britain. Don't quote us. It was something to do with the Catholics in the Parliament. So Guy Fawkes wanted to take him and his crew, got together with a plan to blow Parliament up with so many barrels of gunpowder. No, it was Henry VIII. He changed it, didn't he, Marilyn? Because he wanted divorce. So everybody who's in this audience tonight who's had a divorce, thank that, even though he was a ruthless man. And sometimes it takes ruthless people to change history. So this is where we're at again. We're at the next level for everything changing. So because we've got in the United Kingdom now, like the US, it's multicultural. Yeah, but they've took the piss. Basically, because, that's fine that we're multicultural. There's nothing wrong with that. But what they're doing now is they're not checking the rest coming in. Do you see what I mean? As you know that. So there's going to be an uprising on all the different cultures. So it's not just the Anglo-Saxons over here. A lot of us have got that Viking blood in and Scottish blood and Irish blood and English. It's going to be the uprising of the Islam and the all the different cultures, not just Christians. I'm live, darling, okay? All right? Don't go in the downstairs toilet, Adam, because Nala doesn't like it. Don't piss on the floor. Sorry. I mean it, mind, wipe the seat. Sorry. Oh my God. Nala will not be impressed. Sorry, guys. It's just like coming into my back kitchen when you come here. He's terrible. Flush the chain. Put the seat down. Oh, sorry. It's like a madhouse in here. Anyway, what was I saying? So there's going to be an uprising. And so Guy Fawkes, anyway, he never got to blow up Parliament because he got found out. And then he got hung, drawn and quartered. They all did. There was, one of them was called Thomas. There was all of them. There was quite a few of them. And they all got hung, drawn and quartered in the streets of London in front of the London people. And then ever since then, the British people have celebrated Guy Fawkes. But were they celebrating because he was trying to blow up Parliament? Right? Or was he celebrating, or were they celebrating because they didn't want him to blow up Parliament? We just don't know, do we? Because everything just gets wiped out and starting again. But the thing is, we're back to that now. But the difference is, it's not just the likes of Londoners. You've also got, in the far right, you've also got Islamic. So it's not just in the UK, it's everywhere. It's the US, it's Canada, it's in France, it's everywhere, Europe. What I'm being given tonight is laws will have to change. Laws will have to change because it's that Guy Fawkes energy, what's been unhealed, and it's karma, and it's coming back around again. V for Vendetta is a great movie. I've actually channeled him, and what I'll do is, if I can find it, I'll put it in the description of the video afterwards, after this stream, if I can find it. And I did a video on him. What I'll do is I'll tag you on that. It's on the other little baby channel, Daily Spiritual. I'll find the video of Guy Fawkes and I'll tag you on. I'll put it in the link in the description. But yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with because they weren't happy with what was going on in Parliament, and that's where we're at the minute. But the thing is, you see, and I've talked about this before, all these camps, what they're building, because they are. And I seen it in one of my remote viewing sessions on Twitch a few weeks ago. But they looked futuristic. And then somebody in the audience had said, oh yeah, they're putting all these FEMA camps everywhere. The question is, who are they for? Who are they actually for? Could it be that all of this chaos, that there is actually a white hat operation behind it all at the end of it all? It might not all be bad, because it could be that the manoeuvring in these people, there's bad people working within good people's operations and good people working within bad operations. So the baddies are thinking, oh well, we'll cause this and we'll bring these people in to cause it all. But maybe there is a good agenda at the end of it all, because they're using the bad people to sort the system out. And it could be that a lot of these illegal immigrants could be put into these camps. You just don't know. You really don't know. Is it possible? Or is it a godly presence what's doing this? Because we all are capable of good and bad. And even, you're not going to like this, but even radical rulers can change. Because we're being puppeted by the snake, by Satan, or by God? Just giving you a thought for tonight to think on that one. So maybe sometimes bad things have to happen in history to change the world for the better. But then also, as Teddy's put, it could be baddies wanting to put the goodies into camps to control the people, yes, but led to believe. But we don't know, do we? They could also, there's going to be, because I'm telling you now, the British people will not bring down Parliament, but Islam will. Hello there, Lance. But there's a mass migration happening, as Lance has put on YouTube. It changes all the planet, wars, etc. will cause it. Exactly. It's happening for a reason. But like Henry VIII, what he did, it was horrible what he did, and he beheaded all his wives. But, you know, good came from it in the end. Some people out there might think, well, divorce isn't good. But there'll be people in the audience tonight will probably think, well, I'm glad I'm away from him or her. There's always a lesson. Yes, with the warning, there's a lesson. But also as well, what Trish has put here in Twitch, don't go if someone says you have to go, could be a trick. Exactly. Let's look into the crystal ball and let's see what's happening. But it, you know, we all will come back together again. We will. I'm not losing faith through this madness. It quietly crept in. Through this madness, there is hope and there is light. But it's going to get nasty. It's definitely going to get nasty. Well, it's nasty now, isn't it? Well, what's happening? Well, I don't think they're going to be around for much longer, Rick. So I'm going to look into Canada. Oh, I wish I had me pin for that. And of course, you know, with it being Remembrance Day, I want to send prayers out to all our troops. For some unknown reason, they're being moved out of our countries to Israel and other places. And I do feel tonight that we need them in our countries. But let's send prayers out to our troops and the police force, because they're getting a bad time of it at the minute. Never thought I'd say that, like the old Bill, but they are. Because I'm very concerned about the 11th, what's going to take place in London. Right. Canada. Such a huge place, Canada, isn't it? There's a big line through it. And of course, all the bad stuff, what's happened there. It's about the natives as well. I mean, look what happened to the Native Americans. The white man took their land away. Oh, yeah, we've got trouble. Hello there. Now keep off me mic, little girl. Now this is a ritual that she does. She just has to show her body bum bum to the whole of the world, and then she sits there like that with her back. Yes, yes, you're beautiful. I know you're beautiful. And she flicks her tail. She's getting such a big girl, aren't you? She took a paddy tantrum today because we got them some harnesses. So I could take her into the garden with a harness on, and she didn't like it. She took an absolute paddy tantrum, so I had to take it off her. She did not like her harness on. Go and see your sister. Say hi. Say hi. Nala. You pretty girl. I know you're a pretty girl. Now, don't knock the stream off, for God's sake. Don't knock the stream off, baby. Yeah. Well, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning they'll start. They'll start because you'll be hanging around in about an hour's time. Then they'll go and sit on the windowsill and then they'll start screaming for their boyfriend. But they're not going out. You're not going out. No hanky-pankies for you. Now go and lie down. Be a good girl. She's absolutely adorable. Okay. So there's a big line through the country with Canada. This is interesting. So when's your next election in Canada? When's your next election in Canada? Because, as you know, with Trudeau, we all know, what he is, who he is. The last time he got in, I said he was going to get in and people wouldn't have it, but I've seen him getting in. Remember, there's a race to the finishing line here in these different timelines. The strangest thing is he's not meant to get in, but if he does get in the next time, something will happen. I see him leaving. All right? And I see him going into something completely different to do with the World Health Organization. He's going to go into something differently, or the WAF. I don't know what he's going to go into, but he's going to go into something completely different. And I'm getting... there's somebody else to take the place. What does coalition mean? Coalition. So if he gets back in again, then something will happen and then somebody else will step in. But what does coalition mean, guys? Pierre. I'm very drawn to Pierre. I'm drawn to him. There's big changes to come for Canada. But as you know, at the minute, the baddies are still in control at the moment. But do not worry, do not stress, Canadians. There will be great restrictions will be put onto your streets. I see mass protests. Between August and November of next year, there will be great change. So really it doesn't matter if he gets in or I know you're probably thinking, well, of course it bloody matters. But if he does get in, do not stress, because there's a big twist of fate. There's a big godly twist of fate of next year. I'm also seeing a woman. I don't know what this PR looks like. Is he a slimish gentleman? Don't worry, because it'll be fine. But there's going to be a lot of laws what's going to change, because there's going to be an uprising and a lot of protests to take place. You thought the trucker thing was bad. There's more to come. There's more to come. Dark hair with glasses. So I feel that Pierre's got a good chance. But I don't know what coalition means. I'm getting coalition. Unless I'm picking that up for the UK. What does coalition mean, guys? Does anybody know? Hello, my darling. We are appearing. Coalition is two parties getting together. There could be something short like that. If that's not in Canada, it's to do with the UK partnership. So there's going to be a lot of messy business to happen. It's coming through very strong, guys. But what I'm getting here, and this has never been said before, and I'm going to say this to you now. It's a new download I'm getting. Because of the whole problem to do with all the borders and a lot of things to come out and a lot of cleanup to happen, right? And warlike situations and all of that type of thing. There is going to be new laws which will be written. They didn't want this in our timeline, in our lifetime, but they're going to bring it forward. Everything's going to be pushed fast forward in time. They're going to use an opportunity to bring weight to the correct moment in time. When I say that, everything is labelled because we've been told it is. I even question, are we in 2023? I know there'll be some people in the audience that think I'm nuts saying this, but I do believe that there's been a lot of stuff what's been held back from where. So they're going to push something in, and it's going to be what it should have been decades ago. So this badness, what's happening with the borders, is happening for a reason, to bring us up to the right correct timeline. The right correct timeline. Do you like that, Nala? Does that make sense to you? Yes, it does, Mamisha's saying. Platelets, problems with earthquakes. And I see a being. Don't knock that off. There's a being what's coming forward in this crystal ball with a long neck. Looks like the tall greys, but they're not. They've got a long neck. They actually look quite scary, but they're not. They're a very peaceful race. I think they're behind. There's so many different races. I know people in the truth community talk about the Pleiadians and the Octavians and the Lyrians and the reptilians. There's more. There's thousands and thousands of different races. But these are the old keepers of Earth. This is actually not our planet. We were brought here. And that's where the actual rhesus negative bloodline comes in from. We don't all have the monkey gene. And of course, the monkey gene doesn't always have to be from Earth, it's from Mars. I believe we originally were transported here from Mars. I believe that Mars and Earth is Mars. I believe that we were in some sort of figure eight of a controlling matrix of an energy field that is broken. Our ascension's broken that. It's broken. And we have passed the Mayan calendar. And they're flapping. There'll always be greed here. But the balance got out of hand. You can't get rid of all the evil, but the balance got out of hand. We are in the end of times, what it says in the Bible and all the holy books. But it's not the end of times where the earth is going to end. It may feel like it is when we hit the dark days and the dark hours. But we will come through it. It is the end of the times of what we know, of what's to come. And we are rewriting history. We are rewriting the new book. We're rewriting it. Because I believe Christ is in we all to a certain extent. Or whatever you want to believe in. Right? I believe it's all. Christ was one of many. You had the different prophets and you had the different sons of gods. What came here? And they were playing that part in history. They were the starseed guys. They came here and they ascended and it was written, but we all have that in us to be the same. So we are all going that way. We're in the rapture, guys. So it's not the case that we're getting sucked off earth, like some Christians say, we're going to go sucking through the sky. My good God, she's just jumped on there. She's like a monkey, this cat, like super cat. What you doing? Swinging off the bloody door. Be careful. It's a case that our ascension, when we are going from into it, like Moses, you become, when they disappeared and they went off into the mountains and they disappeared, it's because they pushed and pushed and pushed this. They became so liquidized, they could move their body like time travel. Basically. So we're all becoming like that now. I'm not saying we're just going to start disappearing, but we'll be able to, the universe is within. Everything's within. So once you start shifting that, you change your DNA, your codons start lighting up. You start to become more spiritual. And you become closer to source, to God. Hello. And animals are ascending as well. But our animals also need psychic protection. I've just recently been helping somebody today who's lost their lovely dear dog, which I believe will come back. So it all comes down to the dark and the light. You know, if old Nick, I call him, Satan, if he can't get to you, he gets you through other people. Through your loved ones, your animals, whatever, to bring you down. So we have to keep grounded. We have to stay focused. We have to live in the here and the now. We have to become them warriors. We are spirit beings in a meat suit. So we have to keep grounded. But it doesn't stop your ascension. People think, well, keeping grounded stops your ascension. Not necessarily. It makes you more powerful. Barefoot, like Jesus was and Moses was. Get in touch with earth. Get connected. And just concentrate on you and your loved ones and your neighbours. And everything else will fall into place. Jesus wasn't our age. How do we know about? We really don't know. Because there's been so much manipulation, isn't there? We really don't know. But I really do think that, so we are the light workers. We've chose our parents. We've come onto this planet to teach our parents or whatever, you know, to play out our own karmic roots, to heal our ancestral roots. Because it's not just about us healing and ascending. It will put our past loved ones at peace. Because there's no such thing as time. We class everything as death when we are watching our loved ones going from physical into non-physical, right? And the majority of us in the audience will say, all right, we're going to heaven and we're all floaty. There's life after life. We just think it's that. But once you're over the veil, what they tell me, what come in, no, right? There's life after life. It's like that caterpillar going into that butterfly. So, you know, so when we're healing here, it's helping our ancestral roots because we're all part of source. It's funny because I'm getting my Uncle Matty back again, who was in the World War One. He was killed on Flanders Fields. And I talked about him last week. He's coming back in again very, very strong. When he rang up from the night of the museum, I had a phone call because Spirit can do amazing things, you know. And he warned us of that. There's a big time shift happening now. Something's happening that the wanting, the dark controllers are wanting World War III. But we're in it now. We're in it now. But everything what's, like, for example, everything what's happening with the Jews at the moment, isn't it strange, guys? Because it was never really healed, was it? You could look at this on a very spiritual level as well. It was never really healed. So it's coming back around again for them so they can heal it. But there was an imbalancement because what happened to the Palestinian people? You know, and basically, if they take Israel down, we're in trouble. And I'm not meaning that in a nasty way, because we have to keep democracy across the planet. And Israel is the only place in the Middle East what has freedom for women and everything, gay rights, everything. It's a worry. But have you ever thought for 1 minute that there's a lot of Palestinian people who do not want to be under the Hamas ruling? Everything's going to change, guys. So new laws are going to be written. New laws are definitely going to be written, and it's actually going to be on a global, because the old laws aren't working. How much do you want to know? Do you want to go really down the rabbit hole? Because it can hurt. some people will not like it. I've said my prophecies before, years ago, and they wouldn't like it. They got angry with us. But I said they're gonna bring Trump to his knees and take his tower down and his money. They're doing that now. Yeah, and there's more to come. There's more to come. Biden will not run, but something will happen to Biden. If he tries to run, he will be replaced. He's too old. He's not capable. But Biden's not your problem, Republicans. Biden is not your problem. There's a woman to rise on the Democratic side. Oh, what's that I'm saying? Love. I like that Christmas movie. If anybody hasn't seen it, you've got to watch it. It's a British movie. It's called Love Actually. Get it watched. It's got loads of, like stars in it. They've got, who's in it? There's a Gwyneth Paltrow in it. I don't know if she's in it or not. Liam Neeson's in it. It's a really good film, Love Actually. I'm saying that. It's all about different people around the world and they're all coming together. It's a lovely Christmas movie. Lose yourself. If things get too much, just watch your Christmas movies. And then you're stronger the next day. And I'm not just talking about if things get too much for you, because not everyone's into global stuff. It could be too much in your life. It's good to laugh. It's good to snuggle up and watch something nice, because there's too much nasty stuff out there. And then it heals you. Remember, frequencies changing all the time. So I've got love in this crystal ball, and then I've got love going backwards. That's what they're trying to lower this. Love. Love is the answer to change this. The laws and the lands are going to change. They have to be rewritten because of the different multicultural people. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. I could be reading 2-3 years on down the line here, but I'm telling you now, it's coming through really, really strong. There's going to be shocking news to come out with a pop singer in the US. Looks like a rap type of singer. Could be a black lady. Shocking news to come out with this woman. Shocks. Watch for this. Could be a sudden passing. And anybody who didn't see me last feed when I had channeled Matthew Perry, he wasn't a bad person, He was trying to help people with their drugs and alcohol and that. And he had to go through what he had to go through to then change the system, to help people, to show other individuals so the next person can carry on what Matthew Perry was doing. Because the whole medical thing in the US is just, it's not helping people. And that's the way we're going here. Yeah. Well, you've got we can't get a doctor's appointment. Don't click my seats. Naughty. I had to put these covers over here because I've got red leather seats, and she's clicked them all. And I bought these I got them from Amazon, like stretchy stocking things, like covers. And now she's started taking to click them as well. Naughty girl. You've got your scratching posts. So yeah, Canada is going to have a lot of protests. But Trudeau's not going to be in for long, so don't worry, guys. Okay. Keep going back to New York, and I don't know why. There's something big to happen there. And I've seen this vision before. Oh my God. And it looks like trains. It could be subway, tube station. people trapped, smoke, can't get out, explosions, smoke. Warning, 11, 1, 1, 11, 11. That could be a time. I'm not saying this to fearmonger people, I'm just seeing visions I'm seeing. And I'm also getting that airport again, the Denver airport. This is nice, guys. This is something nice. Through all this chaos, I'm actually seeing an uprising in a new type of music. And it looks like country and western, but it's more modern than country and western. And it's a new music coming in for the younger generation, and it's going to be really good. Elvis is in the air. Where did Elvis come from, guys? There's more Elvises to be born. Elvis changed the music. It's going to change again. It went very dark. It's going to change again. Nashville, Memphis, Tennessee. Maybe this music's going to originate from Elvis's land. I always think of my brother when I think of Elvis, because he used to impersonate Elvis and do shows and that for charity and that. Big news with a female rock singer as well. And a singer who ended up being a host, there's going to be some shocks. Round about the time, there's also going to be some shocking news coming out to do with a female Hollywood celebrity. Beware is coming out. Beware. And it's that Guy Fawkes energy again. But it's not just Guy Fawkes. We have to look behind the screen of evil tonight. The reason why they are evil. Because it's unhealed energy. That's what it is. It's unhealed energy. So the likes of all of these different rioters, Antifa, you've got all sorts, unhealed energy. We are going to start to get new downloads, and there's going to be an uprising in a new way of thinking. And definitely within light workers and healers, a new wave of consciousness is coming across the planet. My God, guys, this is actually, it's biblical what we're in. It really, really is. People have said he's alive. Don't get me going on Elvis, right? I'll let you into a joke. Well, it's not a joke. I was so angry. So, as you know, I do readings. I do readings for people globally around the world. And this woman had reached out to us for a reading. I'll not say her name. Okay. She was actually in the UK. And she said that she was Elvis and she'd had this that changed her, that somebody had took her away and sex changed her, and the DS had done it. And so anyway, I did a reading and tried to comfort her through whatever trauma she was going through. But I basically said that I don't believe that you were her. And anyway, there was a carry on with that pain. And people who book in for me know that I take payment on booking to secure your slot. This situation, she hadn't paid and she never paid us. Okay. But then what happened from that was she had other friends who were also claiming they were Elvis. There was about 3 or 4 of them. And I was nearly pulling my hair out. And they were all pulling the same stint. So I was conned out of 5 Elvises. I was fucking foaming. I was steaming. I think the gypsy blood was like boiling with us, you know what I mean? And it turned out that it was like some sort of con thing, and they were all pretending they were Elvis, and I was getting really pissed off by this time, you know what I mean? And anyway, so yeah,
So that was my experience on people pretending to be Elvis. But I believe Elvis is in spirit. I believe he's in spirit with his mother and his daughter. I believe he's over there. No more Elvis for me, no. But I was like, it was a strange, bizarre situation. It went on for months, and I kept getting. It was really weird. There was always an excuse why they couldn't pay, or one of them even said they had paid, and I was in a rush that night, and then I checked that, and then I checked they hadn't, and it was all very weird. But they were all trying to convince me they were Elvis. It was a strange energy. It really, really was. But then you've got people who are saying Diana's still alive and JFK's still alive, and you've just got to use your intuition, guys. You know what I mean? We're living in very deceptive times, but you've got a lot of craziness going on out there, and we've just got to try and keep our feet firmly on the ground. It's been a testing part for we're all. But Elvis he passed over. I've seen him in spirit. He had uppers and downers, didn't he? Through pharmaceutical drugs as well as whatever else he was taking, uppers and downers. I believe it was prescription drugs, shall I say. And his heart couldn't take it anymore. You know, I believe that Diana was taken out by the establishment. But I don't believe the establishment is what people are saying. I believe that the establishment is something to do with different agencies wanting her out of the way for what she was uncovering. Who is the next James Bond, Louise? When they're going to do that? They're picking them now. I believe the next James Bond will be a good James Bond. It's some guy with dark hair. I don't know who he is. But Diana is definitely in spirit. You know, there's so many crazy tales out there. You've got people saying that she's Melania in a mask and all of this crap. It's not true, right? She's in spirit. Talking about the royal family, I believe that there's going to be, I see Harry in trouble, and I do see Harry eventually leaving and coming back to the UK. But I see attachments on him, you know, toxic attachments, unhealed energy. And I predict William and Kate will be on coin. Yeah. There's so many different things, isn't there? It's there's a lot of darkness going on in this world. When I look at what she was uncovering, I think she was uncovering a lot, Diana. But I always get that sort of like that Jill Dando energy, you know, to do with what was happening with the BBC and, you know, the Jimmy Savile stuff and that. The network's massive. It wasn't just in the UK. It's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. The toxic energy. Even Hollywood's going to change. People have said, oh, Hollywood's going to go down. No, it's not. You've got to understand, you've got all the younger generation coming in, the young starseeds. And there's going to be a new way of everything changing with acting and music. That they're not going to stand no shit, these kids. You know, the other new, the second phase of the Earth Volunteers, everything's going to change. He's very unwell. Harry has got massive, massive problems. But I don't believe that he's going to stay with Meghan. I just had to put that down because it's a bit stiff. My hands gets hurt because it's really heavy, this. She was definitely uncovering stuff to do with landmines. She upset a lot of people. Plus, I believe she was pregnant with Dowdy, you know. And again, you're going into the Islamic stuff, coming into there's a lot of dark stuff what's been going on for a long time. It wasn't an accident what happened to her, but she is in spirit. She is in spirit, and she's okay, but she's just very unsettled. She comes in around our boys a lot. That's interesting what Patricia put there in YouTube. I think Henry Paul drank at the bar before driving. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, a Muslim baby. It would have been a Muslim baby, exactly. Again, you've got Harry and Meghan, right? They are twin flames. And just because you're with your twin flame, it doesn't have to be perfect roses round the door. No matter what you think of Meghan, I know there's a lot of hatred out there. She does love him. They have a very toxic relationship. He's not easy to live with. He can be quite spoilt. If you could be a fly on the wall, you know, they're just like a normal couple. People have said that, you know, they're not her kids. They are her kids, for God's sake. They are her kids. But I just think that she's going to get into politics, or she's going to try to get into politics. But it's like that marriage at the minute. It's not very good. The only way that they could survive their marriages is to get out of the US. I'm telling you that now. There is a timeline with them going to Africa, but not the way the energies is in the world at the minute. Then they can't go there at the minute. But I've been told that he will put his feet back onto UK soil. He will put his feet back onto UK soil. They're twin flames. They were meant to be together. So even people in the public eye can't escape everything what's happening. Sorry. I've got the hiccups. It's all the talking. So I'm going to do some more scrying, guys. Okay, and then we're going to call it a night because it's quarter to 2 in the morning. Dear me. Where's the time go? Well, I do worry about his safety. I really, really do. The pair of them. Because you've got that unhealed energy with what happened to his mother. And if that's not broken and if it's not healed, sometimes it can attract in again. He needs a clearing. That's what he needs. I think he has been getting therapy behind closed doors as well. Oh, I've just seen Obama's face there bounce out of this crystal ball. Big news coming in there with the Obamas. I'm not overdoing it. I've not done too badly, have I, for us being sniffly tonight? See what else I can see. Talking about Africa, I see mass migration happening there as well. But this is, I don't know, this is to the end of the year and it's got something to do with a disaster. Or a virus. Or people are, it's not a virus. It's like people are trying to get away because they don't want to become ill with something. And it's something to do with the air. I've said this before. Planes will be stopped. They can't take off. It's something to do with the air. But I see women. It could also be the Middle East, but I am looking at parts of Africa and they're trying to get them off away. And people trying to get them off an island. Remember everything I'm telling you and it will all fall into place. It's funny. I don't know why. And sometimes you got to be a detective when you're getting scrying here. But you know Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood, the actress who died. Okay. Right. She had the boating accident, apparently. My guide's Jed is shown as that. Question mark. Then they're shown as Obama's face with his chef. Question mark. A lot of just mysterious stuff, isn't there? Hide in the club. Some things just get brushed underneath the carpet and never come out, and some things just have to go away. There will be big trouble still to come in the Middle East and Africa. Egypt will be the start of it to do with trade. But then the eagle will fall, the eagle will rise. The Obamas will make an entrance again. The eagle will fall, the eagle will rise. Interesting. But you know, I'm going to say something tonight, guys. It doesn't really matter who's in. It's because it's a show. It's what goes on behind the scenes. And I know this is hard to prove what I'm saying, but I'm getting it psychically tonight. There's a big clean-up happening. And there's a better world coming. There's a better world coming. But the meat trade's going to change a lot. Something's going to come out about the meat trade, or there's going to be shocks to come out with the meat trade, the food chain. Ban the plastic by 2025 to 2026. The new system will be into place by 2026. Military will be on the streets. They will be blocking people. Jed is saying it's for our own good because they do not want to sniff in something. It always reminds us of that film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've got this vision, and people are in the UK and they're trying to get up the country away. I don't know if it's because of floods or something else, but military are stopping way. It's a vision. It's a vision I have. They are stopping we're going there, and I've been told we must go the back roads because the main roads will be blocked. But this is not just here. This is everywhere. They will be warning of terrorism. But we have to go through the darkness to get to the light. This is a wake-up call, and not to hate our different cultural neighbours, because that's what the darkness wants. That's what the darkness wants. It reminds me of my granddad who came from Germany. My great-granddad who came from Germany, who was forced into a plane to fight with the Nazis. 17, few hours training. A lot of them died. If you go to the Midlands, they're all German graves, young men, forced through the greed of war. The greed of war. And he had a Jewish friend, and it was happy times, cold winters. Going round to his Jewish friend's house, getting drunk on the Jewish granddad's beer or whatever they were making, some alcohol. Happy times. And then watching his lovely friend, his childhood friend, being taken away by the Nazis, and they were ripped apart. Now they'll be back together again in spirit. The evil has done this. It's tried to force us all to be apart. We will turn to our enemies and we will all join together again. Everything will heal from the church to the mosque. Everything will change, and a new way of thinking for humanity. By 3031, we are purely galactic in thinking and integrated with the Pleiadians. This will not be in our lifetime, but do not stress. Do not stress. Because we have done this many times before. We are the first phase, the second phase of the third phase of the Earth Volunteers. There's many more to come. But we will have the first contact. We are the ones who are paving the way. I'm being given this song, the Ace of Spades, for tonight. The biggest court case is to take place in politics. They will rip him to the ground. They will tear him from limb. And they will end up shooting themselves in the foot. And then it will open up all cases. He may not stand in the White House, but he has been put there for a reason. It is not the end of the world if he does not get back in. But he has paved the way to take this darkness down. A woman will stand with a loud voice in the White House. Not one, but two. After a man with dark hair who will do a short time. The flag will fall, the flag will rise. If Trump does get back in, they will take him out. His higher self is assigned to come here to do his work. He had to be bombastic. He had to be this way to change the system. He was a matrix breaker. He is a matrix breaker, not a Gaia fixer, exactly like Henry VIII. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. You are going to witness the United States of America, great change on your land. And through this despair, we will all face on all our lands. We will all come together. We will a new understanding. But we are in the war now. We are in the war now. God did not intend for there to be a divide. New Earth is about everybody coming together. It is not about us, licking up each other's arses and bowing to people. It's not about that. It's about respect, and it's about understanding and why people go on the way they go on. Just think for 1 minute, these terrorists could have been targeted. And if not by man, it is by an energy we do not understand, or it is by Satan. They are lost dark souls, and they'll have to come back again. Nobody gets away with anything. Only God has the answers. There will be a massive problem with economy. And I believe that the start of it's going to be at Christmas time into next year. But there'll be a collapse, and then there'll be a quick rise up again. So anybody who was investing leave it where you're leaving it. Leave it where you're leaving it. And say, like, if you bought coin what's worth nothing, it will come something. Everything can be healed. Even the devil. Even the devil. Anything. Even a demon can be healed. You've got to get into that way of thinking. And understand we are at change on this planet, and it is mysterious, it's magical, it's scary, you know. But say no. You're in control. Yeah? I'm feeling that. Just give them a Geordie nod. And I'll leave you there with a lot of love from Spirit. Good night. Stay safe wherever you all are around the world. I'm going to try and pull a couple of videos for you this week, okay? I've got a busy week. And I'll see you again soon. I'm off to make a hot chocolate. And do you want to say good night? To Nala. What you doing? She's pee-pee peeps. She's a pee-pee peeps. Oh, baby girl. She's so tired. Say night-night. And then the other one. There she is. Can you put your paws back? Should we go and see if that naughty boy's made a mess in your bathroom? She's got a litter tray in the bathroom, the downstairs cloakroom. And we're going to have to go and see if it's tidy for Nala, you know, because she doesn't like it. She's a proper lady. Oh, I know, they're great, them things on the radiator. They love it. Good night, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Just try not to get triggered about what's to come. And again, prayers to everybody around the world, prayers to our troops, and let's hope that things don't get too out of control on the 11th in the UK and everywhere else. Distraction time is coming the next month. Distractions, left, right, centre, everywhere. All designed, but something's happening behind the scenes. See you again soon. Good night. Stay safe.